What's up guys, welcome to my studio here in Iceland. I've just finished a full winter season of guiding and shooting in the Icelandic highlands, and on my last trip of the season, I took with me a brand new piece of gear, the DJI Focus Pro. This is a LiDAR-based autofocus system, and we've seen similar in the past from DJI. However, those units have been limited to use with their gimbals and with the Ronin 4D. So now, finally, we have a standalone system that can be adapted to any cinema camera and manual focus lens combination, or also used on a mirrorless camera with an autofocus lens to increase the performance of the autofocus because the LiDAR can work in any lighting situation. The Focus Pro system that I've rigged up for my test shoot used my Red Dragon 6K with Blazar 1.5 Anamorphics, and then the side handle with one focus motor and the LiDAR unit on a Magicom. Before we jump into my first impressions, I want to show you some footage that I captured in the Icelandic highlands using the Focus Pro. So as you can see in my footage, I tend to shoot in more of a slow-paced nature when I'm filming. In the past with my Red, I've often used a focus motor and a thumb wheel, and most of my projects are done as a solo operator. These restrictions have led me to shoot in a safer, slower way, just to ensure that I can get unique compositions without the burden of missing the focus. The Focus Pro really is like having a first AC with you at all times, and there's a new functionality called AMF, which as DJI call it, it's a human-machine collaborative experience of focus, because you can now seamlessly override the autofocus using the wheel on the handle. You don't need to turn off autofocus, go to manual mode and back again. It's all just happening at one time with haptic feedback. And I found that in tricky lighting situations, for example, when shooting in a steamy geothermal environment, the LiDAR did not know how to handle the quick movement of the steam, so I was able to overtake with the focus wheel and just lock off the focus at a certain distance or jump to infinity and then go back to autofocus when the situation allowed for that again. Since having the Focus Pro with me, I've been able to make much more dynamic movements happen of the camera, allowing, for example, easy tracking of a moving subject or a car driving through frame. It's allowed me to just have a little bit less to think about in the moment, and that means that I can put that energy into composition and just create more complex footage with ease. Even though the side grip is amazing and is going to be my preference for future shoots, you can use this rig without the handle. It just requires USB-C power into the LiDAR unit itself. I used a D-tap cable to make that happen. The only thing you're missing with that setup is this AMF mode, because you need the focus wheel on the grip to be able to do that focus override. For shoots with a bigger crew where you can have a first AC, there is also a hand unit available which connects to the DJI high bright and video transmission setup, giving your focus puller a new way of thinking about focusing as well, because they can now utilize autofocus when and if they need, further increasing the efficiency of the production. I'm really excited to see how this technology integrates into the video world. The LiDAR, in my experience, is incredibly accurate. And to be able to use any manual focus lens is truly epic. So that concludes my initial thoughts of the DJI Focus Pro. I look forward to testing out the hand unit and different scenarios in future videos, so stay tuned for those. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos from Iceland and the Arctic. Cheers!